sit there for just a few seconds, and then I'll let you know once I switched it over to you guys. Cool. Okay. In 3, 2, 1.
What's going on? Hope everybody's feeling well as you're coming into the room. Let us know that you're here. Tonight we're missing somebody. Feeling a little under the weather. Ms.B Chanelle won't be here tonight, so we hope she feels better and come back next week. What's going on, Sel?
Not much. Freaking weather, man. Too much rain.
Well, it's like 5 days, right?
Yeah, man. I mean, can't complain after what happened in Florida and PR, but
For sure.
I'm gonna complain anyway.
I mean, it's just stating the obvious.
Yeah, true.
I don't necessarily think it's complaining, though. You know what's funny? Every time we're going to start the show, like for the past 3 weeks, somebody decides to call me. Like right now, like I'm looking at something and I'm like, wait a minute, I got to read this off. And boop, here comes the incoming call. Like ridiculous. You know better. It's Wednesday. It's 7 o'clock. I'm here.
You should have this locked in. How dare you?
Hello. All right, but before we start, I just want to make this announcement. If you're hurt in a motor vehicle accident, construction, or slip and fall, make sure you get somebody who's about that business to handle yours in the courtroom. You want to reach out to our guy, attorney Craig Rossick from Brooklyn. So you know we give love to all of our hometown people.
Come on, Craig.
There you go. This guy's about it. If you need an attorney because you had some sort of accident, like I said, construction, motor vehicle, slip and fall, whatever it is, you got to call our guy, Craig Rossick. You can reach him at 212-953-1818 and say it like we always say, si habla español.
Se habla español. Baruski.
That's our guy, Craig Rossick, 212-953-1818. So, with that out of the way, yeah, man, the rain's been crazy. And the downside to that is I actually built a base for a new shed for the house, put it up, like, dude, 12 by 6, like, mad big. And now we're sitting out there under a tarp. And I'm like, I got to empty these 2 other sheds and then put the new joint, build a new one. And I can't because of this
Bob Vila shit.
Hey, got to get it done.
IKEA don't build those?
Nah.
They'll break too quick.
What? IKEA? Nah, I don't. You like IKEA stuff?
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't fuck with it. It's trash.
Yeah, it's...
Go there for the meatballs.
It's neutral.
That was neutral.
It's neutral. Switzerland, right?
Yeah. All right, with that, let's run this track. Let's start the show. Caught him off guard. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the show. I'm your host, Mr. A.
I'm your co-host, Sally Sassong in the building.
And this is the set 6145. As I stated earlier, our other co-host, Ms.B Chanelle's not with us tonight. She's feeling under the weather, so we wish her well. We want her to get back on her feet, and she'll be back next week. Feels like old times.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely. Little different scenery, but we back together over here.
Yeah, man.
Definitely want B to come back soon. Hopefully she feels better, and we like her intake for sure.
Yeah, man. It's tough. She's she's not feeling very well, and I know that when I'm not gonna sound sexist, but I'm gonna sound sexist. When women go through this moment, it's difficult. And I'm sure she doesn't want to be around anybody right now. So, we wish her well.
And this weather don't help. You're like gloomy and
yeah.
So, yeah, no, for sure. Feel better. Your seed is waiting.
Yeah, there you go. We keeping it warm. Salute to our guy, Ben Still Envy from the Sunset Park page. And salute to my guy. Oh, man, long time coming. Mr. Emmanuel Bombs, Coach Manny from Legion Muay Thai out in Staten Island. Salute, brother. Good to see you. So Sally, what are we gonna set it off for tonight? You want me to set it off?
Yeah.
All right, let's start the boom botchery over here. So recently, Fat Joe has come out and said that his accountants was robbing him.
Again.
So evidently, he had a set of accountants, I think, based in Chicago, and they're talking about they robbed about $300,000 from him, buying, meals, taking Ubers, so on and so forth. And it's kind of fucked up. It's not like he's not going to get it back, though. But, you got to have what was it that Biggie said? I got lawyers watching lawyers so I don't go broke. What do you think about that, man?
Well, he had it happen to him before. That's the problem. So he should have watched his money that time.
Yeah.
Right?
That should have been lesson learned.
It should have been lesson learned. I think Pitbull or somebody recommended this new company.
Oh, wow.
And there's a bunch of people that's on there. So not only he got beat, a bunch of people like baseball players.
Yeah.
It was a Ponzi scheme. Basically, they were,
robbing
people, taking from the baseball players to pay him, and then they were taking from him to pay the baseball players, and they were going back to those people. And I believe Joe was paying for like the girls' school and
Jesus Christ.
the girls' daughter's school, Vanessa Rodriguez's daughter's school, and it was again, you should have learned the first time.
Yeah.
Shame on him for getting beat again.
Mm-hmm.
I think these people in power with this money, forget about watching your money. How about your team that you trust, you pay for them to go to school and become a CPA or something like that and learn and be like, you know what, I could trust this person with my bread and they're around me all the time. Because even Joe got beat by Macho and them, who was his peoples. That's why he don't mess with them.
That's what it was?
Yeah, they beat him years ago too. So, Joe gets a lot of bad rap about things, but obviously he's a trusting guy that trusts his peoples and, just kind of works and let, the money goes. He knows he's making money and let them, but people take advantage.
That's a shame. You know why it's a shame? Because Macho's been down with, you hear him always shouting on Macho on those records.
Not anymore.
No, not anymore.
Not in years, yeah.
I'm just saying, it's a shame I didn't know that it was that. I thought it was some other bullshit that went on between them.
No, it was from financial stuff. That's what I heard. Mm-hmm.
But let's bring it back though, because Selly raises a very, very interesting point, and it's something that I think people need to start listening to. We need to start putting people in positions, different positions. Not everybody got to be the man. Not everybody has to be the main person. And not only that, let's even look away from that part. Why don't we start putting our people in positions to develop themselves? If, like he said, if you're sending your boy to school who's already in the street and has been running with numbers and dealing with numbers, no matter what level or capacity it was, he obviously or she obviously already has a knack for it, right?
Yeah.
So if you educate that person the way they can utilize it in the business world, they can then turn around and start their own shit. And not only that, but this is somebody you're investing in your people, right? That makes a lot more sense. We all don't have to be a rapper or ball player. We can be in the office, right? And I think that's what a lot of people are. They disillusioned.
I mean, we had Vince Serrano, right? We had that VH1 crew come on earlier, right?
Yep.
And they all went to jail and they learned from jail, right?
Yep.
And this is not what I want. Get better when you come out. But they were street smart and ran numbers, and there's no difference. You know what I mean?
There's no difference.
Most people have been robbed by somebody in a suit than at gunpoint.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Cramping up, man. Sorry.
This guy needs a massage right now.
Dehydration.
And I think that's a key thing, because I think we also discussed that with all. It was Vince Serrano, Shawana King, and Aisha Hall.
Yes.
And Aisha Hall and Shawana King right now have a business that's thriving crazy. Like, I don't know if you watch their gram, but they moving heavy out here.
Right.
They are moving heavy. But also Vince Serrano took his experience and what he had a knack for and translated that into the solo business that he's working with now. His own solo business.
Right.
And he's doing great. I mean, from what I understand, he's doing great. So I think, again, that's an interesting point. We don't all have to be behind the microphone. We don't all have to be the rapper or the ball player. But when these people get into positions like that where they are winning and dealing with heavy money, why not put your people in the position that way?
people have to play their position also.
They have to wanna
because there's
play
a
it.
lot of people that'll say, yo, you could just give me the money. You're making all this bread, right? You could take care of me. You got it. No, how about you learn something, get a degree, and then you still work with me and you make your own money. And then you could have your own clientele and then expand your business. And that's how financial, growth happens.
And that's the thing. Not everybody wants to play their play their position. Ling Ling, get in here. Oh, wait. I'm not supposed to say it.
I'm about to do the show standing up.
It's all about what you bring to the table. And I'm going to point this out now that we're talking about it. I was having a conversation. Salute to the man, Mr. Let It Be Known, Mr. Al King. Got another book coming out very soon, people, and a movie, so watch out for that. And he brought up that reciprocation. Not everybody that you're dealing with is going to reciprocate what you're giving to them. And when they're not, you need to pull away from them. Because in Joe's situation, like you pointed, I didn't know it was that between him and Macho, his own people. When people start showing you who they are, yo, believe them and keep it moving. Friendships got to be dissolved because of things like that. That, oh, you got it, you could just take care of me. What are you bringing to the table? So I got to bring the table, I got to feed everybody too, and that's it. That's
How many people like Stephon Marbury and guys like that were ball players, and the whole Coney Island wants me to take care of them or whatever. And I mean, everyone feels like entitled, handout. No, they was given that God-given talent. They put the work in. They got signed. What did you do? You know what I mean? Besides hating in the background, a lot of those people probably hating on Joe, especially. He even said it, like, people that were close to him, when he said he was broke, people disappeared on him.
That's
because now it's like, all right, now you see who's real. Now you see who's not. So put your people in position to win. Listen, I ain't gonna give you money. I'm gonna help you go to school. I'm gonna help you do this. Maybe you get your license. I could buy you a car, a truck, a black truck. Maybe you start doing security for people.
Or transport.
Transporting. There's ways to win that you could, and build your own, and then you put somebody else on.
Yep. People don't really think in those terms. Salute to Millie Mill, cuz I see you. Erica.
That was one thing about our team, that when we had our team together, and that's why we was cool with Terror Squad in a way with Joe and them, because it was like, all right, we get money, but it's like
it's outside,
everybody's
getting money,
and everybody's getting a chance to eat. And then some people get greedy, and that's what happens. And then you have to be smart and step away. Right, Joe?
Yeah, people say people like to say often that money changes people, and I don't believe that. I'm a firm believer in money will show you exactly. It'll enhance who that person is.
Yeah.
Because if I was to walk out of here and fall into a Powerball of $300 or something million, I'm not gonna change. I'm not gonna up and leave my wife for some younger broad. I'm not gonna the people that I've always been cool with, who have shown me who they are. I don't know you no more. I'm not picking up your call. Like, come on, that's weirdo shit. But there are people like that. Yeah, so
some Spanish militias might start up or something, but that's what I did.
Yeah, well, I can't say that it won't, but
Bezos. So
that's it. Salute to our guy, Egg Roll. We see you, bro.
What up, Egg Roll?
What's up, Sal? You up?
We were talking about Joe and the money, right?
Yeah.
What else we talk about? Let's see, Antonio Brown.
There you go.
See Antonio Brown? Wow. I don't know if you saw the I actually got more information on Antonio Brown now. That naked picture, like he posted the naked pictures and stuff. He was actually, someone took his bikini. A female had took the bikini off of him, and so that's how that came about. So he was more like, well, if it was the other way around, obviously it would have been a whole
situation.
So that was all brushed under the rug type of stuff, right? So I mean, that's just the internet being the internet, right? Like giving half stories. And
of course,
I saw something the other day about Joe Rogan, where he was like, they asked him a question, but the headline was like, Joe Rogan won't have Trump on his podcast.
Yeah.
And if you watch the video, he says, yeah, I won't have Trump on my podcast. They asked me a couple of times, whatever. But the initial question was Joe Biden. And he was like, no, I won't have Joe Biden on my podcast. I don't think he's a president, like a good president. I think he's more of a vice president, and I won't have him on. I don't think he's, I don't think he's capable. Whatever.
Right.
He said, but also I wouldn't have Trump on. So you know what I mean?
They ran
the
with
internet,
that.
yeah, they ran with that. So the internet, you know how it is. They're always playing the games. But I mean, AB, he's, we're gonna go into the Kanye stuff.
Yeah,
right?
that's
so that's
next.
why I actually wanted.
Oh, it was in reverse. My bad.
So we could talk about AB first, and like I feel like CTE has a lot to do with what he's going through right now. His he posted about Tom Brady's wife. I don't know if you saw that.
Yeah, I saw that.
And that's somebody that's not in the right mind. You know what I mean? Tom Brady was not showing nothing but love to him.
Yeah, he took him in.
Put him in. Yeah, put him on. For you to act that way, then that's just something that you're off. You know what I mean? There's something not right with you. And then Tom and Giselle actually filed for divorce or whatever. They got their lawyers like 2 days later. So is there smoke? When there's smoke, there's fire. Is there something to it? Or is it just like, nah, he's just playing the Tupac role?
Do you think he... What was that?
I mean,
Wait.
you kind of, if that's not
Yeah.
Photoshop, that's like a real, like...
That's a moment.
You might have to put the,
Right?
Yeah.
And I think
you might have
people...
to put the pause on that.
That's the thing. I think people, right? People look at shit. The internet's the internet. But if that picture is real, just looking, forget about context.
Yeah.
Just look at the expressions.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
What is that?
And it's like,
Is that your cup on, or you
Like-
happy to see me?
was that that was a Super Bowl moment, right?
Yeah. That's when they won the Super Bowl.
Why are you jumping on this dude?
Yeah.
Like, did he live in their house for a little bit?
He might have.
I think that was like sort of the
I'm
situation.
sure they had a wing for him somewhere.
But that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But you don't, nah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
You
mean, I
don't-
said we don't know if the picture's real.
You think
There's
it's real?
definitely a look in there that is like, there's something. Yeah. So.
Yeah.
But again, I don't know. Going back to the Brett Favre, going to him. CTE is a big thing, man. It's really a big thing with football, and these guys. I don't know if you've seen Tua. He got hit Sunday, got taken out the game, got put back in the game, then came in Thursday, and he was like something that didn't even look like a real crazy hit.
Yeah.
And he got concussed again. I mean, the brain is, what is it? Something in water there.
Only, but
yeah,
But
so
my
much to
thing
take.
is, it's like when we go to baseball games or basketball games. What we see on TV as opposed to what we see on the court, like when we're in the stadium, way different, right? So like when we see a hit on even though there's times we see hits on TV and we're like, oh,
Right.
he got rocked.
Yeah.
Who knows? Maybe it's something like to
Yeah.
that effect where,
And sometimes it looks worse than what it is.
Right.
But to me, like one of the craziest games to see live is hockey.
Oh, yeah.
When you see hockey
By far.
live, it's a total respect for what they do. 6'2", 220 on skates, like
Doing 40 miles an hour.
What? And then banging each other to the into the
Into glass.
glass. And,
Yeah.
man. That's a whole nother level of respect. When I went to a hockey game, I was like, wow, this shit is slow on TV.
Yeah.
Not here, not live.
In 2001, I worked at a company, and there were two guys. This guy's name was Rick Sanchez. He was a sales guy, young dude. Anyway, long story short, we're talking about sports, and I'm like, yeah, hockey, get the fuck out of here, because these guys played hockey, and him and his boy looked at each other, and they were like, what?
And they make shit money.
Yeah, and then he's like, wait a minute, what? Are you really saying that hockey, you can, like, is nothing compared to football? I was like, yeah, you guys are fucking riding around on the ice. Like, all right, the fights are real.
Ice-capades over
Yeah,
here.
yeah. Incidentally, about a month later, I went to a Rangers game with my wife's uncle, got me down, like, center ice, kid. Yo, after that game, I went to work that Monday, and I was like, yo, Rick, I apologize, man. I went to a game. Wow. That shit is like really, really crazy. Like,
Hockey's ultimate, and playoff hockey is another.
Another
on
animal.
the edge of your seat all the time. So I got the utmost respect. I grew up on baseball, basketball, football, but hockey's a whole nother level. Soccer, I'm not too much into. Soccer, I don't like the flopping. I see LeBron flop enough. I don't need these guys playing soccer flopping.
I would say athletically, soccer is a tough sport.
Oh, for sure.
Running a football field nonstop. all game, like that takes a lot.
No, for sure. We used to grab like Mike Soto and them back in the like, yo, he's the soccer player. Grab him. That guy runs all day. You know? So
Yeah.
no, I get that part for sure.
I think the whole thing with AB, I think people are exploiting the situations a lot, like making a spectacle. And I know not for me, AB's not well. I wholeheartedly believe that. Even before like all this shit that's going on now and him running around with Kanye and whatever, like making music. AB's not well. He's like that actor kid, Orlando, whatever the hell.
Yeah.
Like he's another one. But for me, he's not well, and it's a shame that some people will use these moments to try to create buzz, because that's what it like. What sense does it make for these pictures to be out there, or the picture with him? He posted that with him and Giselle, or was that
he
like
posted it? He posted like they were playing.
Jesus.
They were playing that Monday night, and it was like, all right, you know, he was dropping that pic. Like, yo, and I'm like, why? Like, and you know, Shannon Sharp, like, everybody got on, like, yo, well, how you doing this? But have you ever had, like, I mean, I know you've been with your wife for the longest, but before that, have you ever had that friendship of, like, somebody trying to do you dirty with your piece? Like your shorty, or, like, somebody that was a friend? Or? The
reality is, men, I'm going to say men. Men are going to be men. And if you just let shit rock, yeah, niggas will get fine. I had an old man. Yo, dude, I'm standing on the corner waiting for her to come out of work, and here comes the old man Porter. Dude had to be in his late 60s. He stopped what he was doing. She's walking by him, and he goes, "Now I know why the sun is shining today." And she's like, "Oh, thank you." She keeps walking, and I'm standing there, I'm like, fucking old motherfucker. Because what he was saying was, I'll knock it down.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
I'll pop a Viagra. I'll take care of you real quick.
I'll take the risk. I don't care about my heart condition. So, dude, you know, that's always going to happen, no matter where you go.
It's on the female, too. It's like,
Completely.
not only, I mean, it's across the line when someone knows someone and they go that way.
No, yeah.
There's plenty of, right? There's plenty of women. There's plenty of men.
Absolutely.
You crossing the line. Your friends, you crossing the line. I had a situation years ago, too, where
the roller roaster incident.
Yeah, and that was me ugly. You know what I mean? And I don't know if he was scared or if he was, you know, not having those thoughts of doing me dirty with her. But
that situation doesn't fit.
If he had any inkling of like whatever, let's do it, I'll be in jail right now. Because I snatched up the ice pick from the counter table. I taped it up like I was in fucking
American
Me.
Me.
Yo, it was crazy. And I'm like, yo, when, you know, fight or flight kicks in.
Yeah.
Sometimes you just, you know, the streets come out and it's like, man, thank God this guy just was like, nah, we ain't going that route.
I think that's the problem with people too nowadays. I think certain people, I would say you can never lead in life with your ego, man, because it fucks things up. Especially when you're dealing with people that you, one, know, or two, even care about. Because when you deal with your ego and you put that out Front Street, nothing good is going to come from it. But in a situation where somebody knows you and they know that's your woman, you asking for a problem.
Yeah.
Like, you shouldn't do that.
Like you got to know what comes with it.
Exactly. And you can't be mad at somebody's reaction. Mm-hmm. You know, nobody around, like, watching could be like, oh, he's overreacting. You ain't him. Mm-hmm. You don't know what the fuck he's thinking or feeling or
I had
whatever.
a friend recently in a softball contest, right? And there was like an argument the week before, and then like the next week they ran, like it happened like in the Bronx or something, then it happened like in Jersey, they run into each other. Mm-hmm. And the guy like grabbed him. Like the guy comes and grabs him like by the shirt, like what's up now? Like we ain't in the Bronx or whatever. And he was like, yo, like get off me, whatever, you know? And he's like, well, what's up? Like your peoples ain't here, like what up? And my man put him to sleep, fucked him. And I'm like what, you know? And then he went like got up and like tried to get a knife or something. Like my man, like what did you expect? Like you go and you put your hands on somebody who's bigger than you, first of all, and gave you like, yo, get away from me. Like my man, like you either put your hands up or you walk away, or you eat that. You got dropped. You eat that because you either one, you thought he was pussy, or two, you like like I don't know what else you thinking.
They put batteries in his back.
Yeah, like
they were charging him up, and he went. First of all,
that one bad.
Yeah. First of all, you don't come. This is the distance. Mm-hmm. That's it, right? But he grabbed him.
No, he like folded the shirt and he gave him the Spanish like "Mama huevo." He gave him that one, so you know that he gave him that shit. It's like, yo, what?
It's go time.
Ooh, no, we fighting
In front of everybody.
Yeah, no matter it was a "Mama huevazo." It was a deep one. It was like, yo, fuck that. We rolling.
Tu lo buscaste.
Yeah, now you.
And now you want to get a knife?
Yeah.
Why? You want to get killed?
Yeah.
You know
But
that.
that's just how it is nowadays, man.
Why?
There's no more knuckle up.
How-
yo, I took the L.
That's what I was gonna ask you. How old are these guys?
They're older. No, well, one is like 32. Like my man's like 32. The other guy's older, like 40 something.
Oh wow.
Yeah, he's like an
Ego.
older dude. Yeah, like older
Ego.
dude. Like he was embarrassed, I guess, from the first time. And
Now
he
you're
got
really
more.
embarrassed.
Yeah, like now you.
They're never gonna let you live it down. Yeah.
I always try to choke myself out of situations now. I'm not that dude I was years ago.
Okay.
Not
Yeah,
that dude I
yeah.
was. Now,
Yeah.
years ago,
Short fuse.
it's on site. We ain't talking. Yeah. Now I
No
tell
te
people,
hablando de
chill, let's
Yeah.
forget about it. Well, all right, well,
It's
I gave you
softball.
3 hours, my man.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know?
Ja.
Now you're done. Now you're done.
I still like people just don't understand that, and today people are losing their lives, frivolously. You know, look what happened to our boy Dom's homeboy. Like
Yeah.
that's sad.
Yeah, that's Tommy. I played ball with Tommy.
Like, that's
He
sad.
went away with us to Wisconsin. Yeah, it was crazy.
Yeah.
And it's an argument in the street on the train
Over nonsense.
over nonsense, and but people just they have no respect for life. The lady, the EMT lady, I saw the video. Like she didn't like defend herself. Like it looked like either she didn't know what was going on, or she was just shocked. But I mean, it just homeboy came up and just like yo, like you look like a scorned lover or something. Like
Yeah.
like did you have a history with this lady, or you just bugging out and killed her? You know,
I couldn't watch that.
he's schizophrenic or whatever.
Oh,
and
that's
that's
what-
another thing. Not saying locking these people up is the answer, but find some way to put these people in a hospital or something. Like
I think that's part of the problem, because homelessness and mental illness is not. It's business.
yeah, it's not.
Just like everything, like healthcare is business. Everything is business, so they don't care. It's all about the bottom line. So people aren't being treated. If you think about the money that's put into the budget, and I know we're going off topic, but this needs to be spoken about. When you look at the money that's budgeted for homeless people, there's nothing about sheltering or housing or rehabilitation or school, trade school, or it's none of that. You know what it is? They making little sandwich bags, getting in a car and driving around and going, here, something to eat.
Right.
Why? With the money that's in this city and the budgets and the taxes, we got fucking speed cameras that are making like $16 million a month. Like, what are we doing?
Oh, I'm contributing hard to that. Every
You ain't
time
the
I
only
come
one.
to Brooklyn,
I just got hit this morning. Ooh, it's bad.
every time I come to Brooklyn, I'm like, you got another one in the mail? I'm like, damn. It's like the army trying to get me. Be all you can be with us. But there's no like that's nothing that bothers me too. You said about the homeless though. People making videos, you gonna go make videos of you giving people money or come on, man. Come on.
Just
Stop
do it from your heart.
Yeah,
And
just
shut the
do
fuck
it,
up.
man. Just do it, and nobody needs to know what you're doing. And if you got it like that, cool.
Everything is for the gram. Salute to my cuz Ed. What up? It's a shame what people have been reduced to, and I think right now this conversation is definitely like bringing that to the forefront. People are just everything is about show. Sad, but that's what it is now.
Yeah, man. Speaking of show,
Yeah, speaking of show, yesterday Kanye put on a show, made a spectacle of himself, but I mean it's Kanye, right? He does things for shock value, and he decided to wear, alongside his compatriot, Miss Candace Owens, a shirt that read "White Lives Matter," and it set off a bit of a firestorm. Now, don't get me wrong. I know that people supported the Black Lives Matter movement. I get it, but there's no reason in my mind for him to do something like this other than to create controversy. I mean, come on, everybody's buying the sneakers. They're like $400 fucking dollars, and people are still buying them. And in spite of all of that, he still decided to go and do this. And I think it's, and then he added insult to injury by saying, I told you that Black Lives Matter was a sham. You can thank me later, or thank you, it's over. Some shit. Now, the problem I have with this is simple. The Black Lives Matter movement as a organization, right? Whatever they're doing, that they took money and they're doing all this illicit shit, this is nothing new, okay? And that organization, as it stands, was infiltrated and is run by people, not even by the original founding father, I'm going to say. The original founding father of that movement, who had the right idea to push this movement in the right direction, was found murdered, shot, and burned in his car. And then these women came in and took it over. Now, Black Lives Matter as a movement outside of this quote-unquote LLC organization, 301c, whatever the fuck it is still a real thing, right? And nobody ever said that white lives don't matter. The problem is, in this country, what we see and how we're dealt with, there's an issue, and it's still not being dealt with. So it's sort of like a slap in the face for him to do that. And I know a lot of people that I follow and talk to like Candace Owens. I don't. I find anybody, one, trying to talk down to their people constantly, you're not doing anything good. And two, you're trying to convince people to move from one political party to another, which is ridiculous, because politicians or the government is supposed to work for everybody. Doesn't matter if you voted for them or not. They're supposed to work for you. They're supposed to make your life better. But to tell black people, get off the plantation and come vote Republican, sorry. Where's all the red states? Where's all the Republican states? Majority in the South. Where are all the fucking Confederate flags, statues? Where are they? Down south. They were still holding segregated proms well into the 2000s. Where? Down south. You guys are home and have given haven to the overt racists of this country. And you want these folks to come and get off the plantation and come vote for them? If she had an agenda of we're going to create our own third party, that's something I could get with. But you're not doing that. You're trying to convince them that you're some free thinker and that they need to vote Republican and conservative values and all this other extra bullshit.
Well, that's what I was going to get at. Instead of Kanye being like, I told you Black Lives Matter was a sham, da 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 da. No, how about West, whatever, we're starting this.
Right.
And let's organize this and let's stay together and form our own type of party or movement forward, which I feel is the only way the country will move forward, because we're moving forward in the bad direction, right?
Yep.
We can all agree with that.
Very much so.
But Republicans, Democrats, right? It's going to have to be something new, right? Somewhat, I think more like in the middle, because I think most of us are more in the middle. I like certain things Republican, I like certain things Democratic. To me, they're all sham, right?
Yep. Now,
it's going to be a dark time if that does happen, because things always get bad, right? They get bad before they get good. They get really bad. The socialist, as they say, right? The AOCs, the Bernies, right? They gave, $10,000 for school forgiveness, right? Education forgiveness.
The loan forgiveness.
Mm-hmm. That's just a vote for me carrot, right? Vote for me. Mm-hmm. We gave you this. If you really want to help people, you take it all the way then, right? If that's what you're about, right? So, again, I think Kanye's just, they're just, like you said, I think Kanye's one of the best trolls around. That's how I feel. I think he's a troll. This poopity scoop and all that shit, when he dropped that, I think that was a troll. Just to, like, I'll get these morons to listen to anything I do. I just think certain things he does is planned. Most things he does is probably planned. And is he a musical genius? Absolutely. Is he a genius? Period. That's not necessary to answer. I mean, I know a lot of people, doctors, stuff. They have no common sense in certain things, right? When I worked in the hospital, I'm like, man, this guy's got no common sense. He's a smart doctor, but you can't be good at everything.
Yeah, you can't.
So
Yeah, definitely. I think people need to start having some discernment and being able to see things for what they are, not what you want them to be. I think that's part of the problem. But people get so caught up in the minutia of who they believe somebody is in their mind that they don't really listen to the messaging and pay attention to what's actually being sort of pushed to be the outcome. And is bad because people are becoming, like you said, not everybody has common sense. Not everybody has the wherewithal to differentiate the reality from what's really affecting their lives. And they're like moths to a light. Oh, here they go, boom. And it's not moving society in any way. It's just a distraction. Now, as far as the loan forgivenesses, did you see the reaction to that? Now they're changing the terms. Mm-hmm. And now people are like, a lot of people are going to get screwed out of it.
Right.
Like, it's ridiculous. But meanwhile, how many billions of dollars we sent to Ukraine? We sent like $60 billion. Why? Makes no sense.
Well, that's with Hunter and all that stuff. You got to follow that trail of money. Yep. Going back to the technology has a lot to do with the dumbing down of I think society as a whole.
Yep.
I think AI is moving fast, right? Like all that shit's moving fast, and it's like, we're all like caught up, and it's everybody. They're caught up in their phones. They're caught up in the, reading headlines. Like we said, you read the headlines, then you go, oh, but it's not even what happened. This podcast here could someday be like, oh, look what they said. Meanwhile, it wasn't even in that context, right? Mm-hmm. So we talk about this all the time. They, we got to figure it out. People need to wake up and be like, listen, something has to change, right? Like, Obama, we thought was that dude, right? He was going to change everything. And, once the real people got their hands on him and was like, nah, this is not happening. So, people need to realize that, right? Same thing with Trump. Trump is that, but Trump sent stuff to Ukraine also, right? So he wanted investigations done because of the whole money thing with Hunter and all that too. So, I don't think Russia's there for no reason. I'm not saying I condone it, but we got to be careful what we get into because we don't want a World War III with that.
The reality is that these are the games that they play. And the whole Ukraine-Russia debacle could have been avoided. It absolutely could have been avoided because it was set in stone what was supposed to happen. There wasn't supposed to be none of this conflict. But one lever gets twitched, another lever gets twitched, and boom. And the reality is we all know that people in government put their family, their friends, their kids, their cousins, their wives, their mistresses, or whatever in positions to win and get money. And now look at, as a result of that, and people wanting to have a cockfight, this is what we're dealing with now. We got a geriatric in the White House. And I don't think, Joe Biden, his facilities may be going. And I never liked him anyway because I know who he is. Mm-hmm. But come on, man. Trump is he's another one.
Who's next?
Come on. You heard Hillary's going to run?
Who's next? I mean, that's what people really have. I don't think Joe Biden wins again, right? So is Kamala coming with somebody else?
No.
Is DeSantis coming?
He played himself
is he
too.
Going with Trump? Is Trump running against him? Who's next? Like that's what we got to really start thinking about.
I think there has to be a whole change. I mean, beyond the system that we're under. I mean, a change in. Listen, we can't have nobody over 45 being a president. We just can't. These old motherfuckers are out of touch and they're too accustomed to playing their games, right? And they want to go here and take this and go there and take that. The country's falling apart completely. The credit card is maxed out. Like China was talking shit the other day. Oh, the U.S. better not because we'll go to war. Like, when was the last, in our lifetime, that you ever heard another country talk shit like that and not get bombed on? So
we're losing that grip. So.
I think we lost it.
Yeah.
I think after Bush did what he did, that was the end of it because it was out in the open. There was no hiding that, right? And no disrespect to anybody who lost anybody.
And again, I don't know if that was Bush or more Cheney than Bush. I think that was
he was
more
the useful
Cheney.
idiot.
Yeah,
so he was the rep.
Right.
You know what I mean? So Like it or not, you're in the seat. It's on you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like even Obama used to say, "No, the buck stops with me." All right, you need to hold this. You and your drones.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But back to the point. Salute to Chef Jay Martinez, Charles Camacho. We see you. Our brother Joey Santiago all the way down in Texas, and the regular Schmegler. I didn't see you before, but I see you. Yeah, the Kanye thing is just for clicks, man. You like Candace Owens?
I think she makes some valid points. I think she gets extreme. You know what I mean?
Right.
I'm always against. You point your finger at one side as them being extreme, and then you're extreme.
Right.
What's that
work.
solving?
Yeah.
You're just the other side of, the opposite of them. So let's find somewhere more in the middle, and how can we fix this? You know what I mean? Like when she had the Killer Mike and all that. Like she went at you, but Killer Mike
put them both in their place.
Yeah, like I got you. Mm-hmm. So that needs more of that. I think needs to be done. Of how do we solve it?
Right.
That side's better. That side's better. It's a tennis game back and forth.
Right.
So let's figure out where can we resolve and move forward as a country. Right. Not we have to start. A lot of other stuff got to get fixed before we even get to that part, probably.
Oof, so much more. But there's a great point that Sully's raising, and it speaks to the issue that I take with a person like Candace Owens. You're not coming with solutions. It's okay to correct somebody or to chastise them for the things that they're doing and say, you know what, this is really not good for us as a whole. But then offer up a solution, right? If you're only regurgitating talking points and saying,
where's that other guy been at? David Harris or whatever. He was another big Trump guy.
David Harris?
Yeah, something like that. I think his name was David Harris Jr. or something. He was always, this and that, And now I don't hear anything about him. But he, no, maybe I got the name wrong. Yeah.
Was he always with Candace?
Yeah, he was like with Candace.
Oh, that's this cat. Turning Point USA, Charlie Kirk.
Nah, that's not it. That's not something else. But anyway, I heard Tucker Carlson might even run.
Jesus.
Yeah, so we see.
Sucker Carlson?
I don't know what.
If Sucker Carlson runs, Jon Stewart got to come out of retirement and just Did you ever see him?
I want Joe Rogan, Dave Chappelle, like guys like that. The Rock,
president and
Rock
vice president, and The Rock is security of
Minister Defense.
Yeah. Speaking of Sucker Carlson, Jon Stewart went on his show back in the day, and he just mangled this dude. Like got his show canceled, like made him look retarded, and to this day he hasn't gotten over it.
Right.
So he's always trying to talk shit to Jon Stewart, and Jon Stewart's like, "All right, I did this to Tucker Carlson years ago, and I think it's high time I apologize. I called him a dick, and I should have never insulted dicks like that."
Right. That's right.
But Jon Stewart, he's somebody that's more practical,
right,
and more grounded in the understanding of what people need, and I think that's what you're sort of speaking to.
Right.
We need that practicality. We can't have people that are driven by money and greed and power. It doesn't work. It doesn't serve the nation. And not only that, you and I can come on here and do some crazy shit that everybody else is doing, but we'll never engage in that because of the simple fact that we're not of that mindset. This isn't about, creating a platform to jump in the fray. No. This is about sharing information, entertaining people, maybe sharing a laugh. Maybe you guys learn something, some education, whatever. But something that is going to take you away from all the other bullshit. And it's sad because I think people are liars. They're like full of shit. You hear, we got to get away from the negativity. But every day you go home, you're watching fucking Love and Hip Hop. It's entertaining.
Another problem is too, they oh man, I just lost my train of thought. Anyway, I lost my train of thought. Love and Hip Hop just screwed me up.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, you love the ratchetness and this ratchet TV and blah blah blah. But come on, what are you doing, son? You giving this? You're making it popular.
Right.
You can't complain about how fucked up things are when you're engaging in the shit. If you don't watch that, it doesn't become popular. Sponsors don't want to pay for commercials, and it goes away. But obviously, you do like this bullshit. You know what I'm saying?
Right. But I mean, that's that's what they're selling us too, though. That's and that's all staged. That's just all fake.
It's all
shit.
scripted.
You know what I
Yeah,
mean? It's all scripted. So I watched I started watching a little bit of the BET Awards last night.
Oh.
And I was like, who are these people? Like, I don't know none of these.
The artists that were winning?
Yeah, like, in the performances. And I get it. I'm the old man in the room, but.
You don't know who Ice Spice is?
Like, yeah, like, come on. It reminded me of, like, CB4. Like, that shit reminds me, like, of that back in the days. And, like, I take a shower. The water's cold. Like, what the fuck? Like, what are you saying, bro? Like,
anything.
Like, yeah, like, anything. Like, yeah. Like, my fridge was open. And like, really? Like, that's how we're doing it?
There's a gentleman that I interviewed, and I've been meaning to get back with him again, because this guy's, like, his idea, his business model is pretty dope, and that's why I reached out to him. He drives around in his car and he posts up cameras and he shoots music videos, basically. So, like, if you're up and coming rapper, or maybe you're established, you go to him, you sit in his car, you do your song, and then he puts your music to it and he posts it up. It's really dope. I say that all to say that every time I go to his gram, 6 out of the 10 people that I see have the same cadences, talk about the same shit. It's so, like I always say, it's microwavable popcorn.
Yeah.
There's no creativity.
Right.
I'm not an old head. I know what good rap is. I know what good hip hop is. And I watched Kendrick Lamar get on a remix called New Freezer. And I think I forget the artist's name, Kid something. I forget. But anyway, Kendrick gets on this song and he takes, like Biggie did when he did Bone Thugs, takes his cadence but murders it. Like, what's the problem? Where's the disconnect?
Yeah.
I don't get it.
Where's the creativity?
Exactly.
Notorious Thugs is a crazy song. That's like one of the, like, and you know what's funny? I was watching the thing about Rich Boy Quan, when
he fucked him up. Yeah.
He didn't know the song. I'm like, how do you not know that? And he's like, they were like, Fat Joe was like, he doesn't know Biggie. Like, he was like, recording. And he don't know Biggie. But that, like, and that's not even like an East Coaster. Like, that's a
universal song.
Like universal song.
Yeah.
Like, Notorious Thugs is.
It's not regional.
Yeah.
Salute to my guy Shawnee Corey. Used to love to have arguments about regional music from back in the day. Yeah. But that's another thing. They don't care. It's not like they asked them to sing like The Message.
Right.
It's Biggie. This is in your lifetime. And again, it's a nationwide hit. It's not only in Brooklyn. This shit was across the country. How could you not know the lyrics? Yo, stop drinking that lean. Stop popping them pills. You still don't know who Ice Spice is, though?
Who? I have no idea. Is that the girl?
Yeah, the girl with the little afro. She looks like Cardi B's like younger sister.
I know who it is now.
That song is.
And the only reason why I know, because I would send the dirty video, Pornhub or something, one of those, But
oh wow. But yeah, I only caught the clip of Nori and DJF and making their acceptance, which I thought was pretty cool. Nori was talking about puns, and to see it. I'm happy for guys that have evolved. I'm happy for Nori. I'm happy for Math Hoffa, another one. I thought Math was gonna be dead. All the shit he was getting into.
Right.
I'm happy for their evolution, because it shows that people are actually taking their craft and looking at being creative in different ways and actually exploring that and making money, right? What I see from hip hop now is I don't see any of that. I don't see creativity. I see gang culture and stripper culture, and that's it. And everything is like out. Like, I'm not that old. I'm sorry.
Actually, I remember the point. So going back to the politics stuff, like we talking about how people they line people up for positions to win, and that's what I'm saying. Like, if blacks and browns, if we started doing that and taking that approach, and like I said, putting people in the schools, right, and just lining people up, like they're doing it at a higher level. So why can't we do it? Why can't we stick together? Why do people have to always hate on each other? Minorities and kill them, like this guy's back in the hood, like Nipsey, and people in their own hood, they getting murdered, and like you're doing what they want,
Exactly.
doing exactly what they want.
But it's like we talked about earlier. Not everybody wants to be macho. They want to be Joe. And that's the problem. You can't be Joe. That's not where your potential is at.
Yeah.
Why don't you focus on where your potential is? Because then you can really thrive, and you'll be Joe, but just in a different way, right?
I think of Roland, like when Roland, R.I.P. Roland.
Rest in peace, our brother.
Roll Up Records.
Roll Up Records in Miami.
And he's Khaled's manager. And what he would have been right now if he was alive.
He was managing Khaled?
Yeah.
I used to speak to him.
We met Khaled. He was called Khalid, actually.
Khalid, yeah.
Right? At that time in Miami. And Roland was basically living out of a restaurant. You know what I mean? He didn't get to see the fruitions. You know what I mean?
He didn't see it all happen.
Yeah. And he was like practically homeless. But everybody loved him. You know what I mean? Everybody loved Roland. And I'm like, when I see Khaled, and I'm like, man, if Roland was around, he would have been set, and other people would have been set, because I know
Roland was like that.
Yeah,
because at that time,
and he grew up with us too. So a lot of that, like I said, our team had that of, I got it, you got it. You don't got it today. Come on, let's go. I got you.
Yeah,
and that was the difference in our compared to the older heads from us, because the older heads were more separated and fuck you, and going at each other. With our age was more like, nah, we going out 60 deep, ain't nobody messing with us. You know what I mean?
I never understood, because you speak into that that dynamic, like us watching the older dudes, like I'm just gonna say snake, when they would sneak each other. I never understood that dynamic. I'm like, well, I don't understand. All you niggas in the street getting money. What the fuck?
But that's learned from their predecessors, right? So, and then if you don't learn,
if you
like
don't
we
unlearn,
learned, we were like, nah, that's not the route to go.
Yeah.
This is the route. And they got city jobs, or they got this. Oh yeah, no, I'm taking those tests. Like that's the route to go. We're getting out these streets. You know what I mean? Like that's how we was like. You got to learn this side.
Yeah.
Don't learn that side. Them guys ain't doing nothing. They're still in the corner. I go there today. They're still in the corner.
Yep.
So, nah, don't go that route. Go do better. Do smaller. These guys is good. This is the route to go.
I don't understand that about people. They don't want to take the lessons.
Yeah.
But
I tell people, even with the soap, the OG. I'm like, yeah, the OGs are good to have around if you listen and you learn.
Yeah.
But if you ain't learning from them,
what's the
it's
sense?
wasted space.
Yeah,
wasted air.
But that's the problem too. I don't know everything, right? And the thing about it is, there's certain things I'm gonna be able to learn from you, and vice versa.
Sure.
But people have to be receptive and open to that, and I think it hurts their ego, right? Like, how does this motherfucker know more than me? It's not about that. Take your ego out of it. Like, just cool the fuck out. Let's sit down and let's build. Let's talk about shit. Let's hash it out. And I think that people, due to their own insecurities, don't allow that to happen. They don't want to have somebody who they feel is inferior to them really drop a jewel on them and make them see them in a different light. It bothers their ego. And that's ridiculous to me, because even as a 49-year-old man, I know that sometimes my daughter says something, or sometimes my son says something, and I go, oh shit. My son was telling me something the other day, and I was like, wait, what? I never knew that. I don't know. Oh yeah. You know how some people, I knew that already. You just finding that out. Come on, man. You always have to be willing to learn. And if you're not, you're dying. You're pushing yourself into a fast grave. Take your fucking ego out of it and move in a different direction. People don't do that. Whatever. Last one, so you got this?
No.
No.
What are we talking about?
All right, we went from AB to Kanye. There was one more. Shit.
Yeah.
Don't mind me, we're getting old.
Yeah, old man moments.
Old man, super old man moment. Oh, she said y'all are not on. Salute to everybody in the room, man. I appreciate everybody coming out tonight. I see all our people. Samuel Torres, what up, bro?
Big Sam.
Big Sammy. Sam No Graham. And Chef, we got to get together, man. We talked about that. We still haven't had our FaceTime. I'm hoping everybody see, even Charles is talking about Rip Roll Up.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what? Let me tell you about that. So in the early 90s, we were going to the studio a lot. Me, Daddy P, Joel, and John, Red Ice. And at some point, I don't know what happened. Somebody got me a message from Rolo, gave me his number, and I called him. And I was like, yo, what's up? Hey, Ernie. Rolo was always a cool dude, even though he was older than us.
For sure.
Always a good dude, always cool. Hey, Ernie, what's up? What's going on? I heard you doing music. I was like, yeah. He's like, I got beats here. And I started playing him some music. Yo, I didn't even get to say anything. Yo, I'll go beat for beat with you. Get the shit together. Get me a tape. I hadn't spoken to Rolo in
Right, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Like you did. Same thing when he used to see us. Like, yo. You know, like he was around the block. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was always the same love, man. It's been a lot of years, but
Yep.
you know, it was definitely something that I wish he was around to definitely cash in, because he deserved it.
And that would have been like the one Sunset Park dude that would have been at that level.
Yeah.
Right?
No, for sure. Definitely. That's a whole, that's another level.
That's
right.
a crazy tax bracket.
Yeah, man.
But, damn, man, you just blew my head with that one. Rolo was a really good dude. I don't think I've ever seen it, like, in the time frame that we were around each other, I don't ever think I saw him mad or, like, he was always with a joke.
Yep.
Or
always on the move.
Always on the move all the time.
Yep.
Such a good dude. Crazy. All right, you know what? We're not going to push it because I have a feeling if I start fiddling around, I'm going to say something crazy. We hope everybody enjoyed the show tonight. Again, we wish our counterpart, Ms.B Chanelle, to get well, and we'll see her back here next Wednesday. And we enjoyed sharing this moment with you guys. Come back next week at 7 p.m. We'll be back at it. There might be something different next week. We don't know yet. We're waiting to see. But salute to everybody that came through. And as always, I'm your host, Mr. A.
Sally Sasson out the building.
And this is the Set 6145. We'll see you next week.